You know, Tom, I was thinking well, just about uncharted territory. I mean, as a guitarist, you're kind of analyzing the lyrics of the song as well. You know, for instance, the lyrics are, you know, I find myself in uncharted territory. Never felt so lost. Never felt so lonely.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're playing what you're playing there is just kind of these ethereal, uh, just diamonds,
Yeah.
which kind of gives the impression of we're in uncharted territory.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm just trying to imagine that song um, without thinking it through, just picking one sound, and like you say, you see a chord and you see the lyrics, and people just start strumming away rather
Yeah.
than thinking through the song and how you can contribute.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be even on the verses kind of boring. You know,
Yeah.
how can I sing if you were just playing the straight? Never felt so lost, never felt so lonely.
So it
You
could
know,
be a lot busier.
yeah, and I mean, it can work that way, but it's wow, it's so much more musical when you give it some thought and you do your diamonds again.
Yeah.
You know, how can I sing when my heart is broken? When every prayer is just a token. Where are you, Lord? Sometimes our pain can tell a tragic story. Still I will praise you and give you glory. Where are you, Lord?
So to me, it's, Don, it comes down to, as a player, we say it in every seminar, we say it in everything, but I grew up playing in bands my whole life. The first thing I ever did was we started a band in fourth grade or something. And so every jam session, we called it then, was just about us playing and listening. And so I started out listening to the other guitar player, listening to the keyboard player, the bass player, the drummer. Then we would swap instruments during our breaks in our jam sessions. But you learn to appreciate what the others are playing and listen and develop that muscle in your musical palette, of listening and being tasteful. So now contributions to any song, more than just trying to play the song from start to finish without getting the notes wrong. That's important. But if I can add anything in the context of a worship setting, that if you're going to make a contribution that is memorable, it's very important that you create parts. It's how every record is made. Throughout every session of any song I've ever heard, for the most part, that the process was that the band or the artist or the producers, whoever's involved, they sit around and at some point they figure out, what are you doing, what are you doing, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. And then we come together and it sounds good. But it's because they put some thought to it. And yes, the more accomplished you become, the more experienced you become in that, it becomes a second nature. We can I love Don's band because it's great players, and it's a privilege to play with them, and we don't have to think a lot. The natural instinct with everybody in the band is to play something that's going to groove or have feel or emotion or its taste, or we like each other personally enough as brothers, but we also like what we contribute musically enough that we honor, defer, respect what somebody's doing. So it becomes even more of a pleasure to have that kind of rebounding and that kind of rapport, really, for lack of a better word. But all of it starts with having an ear to listen and contribute something to the equation, not just simply play through a song.
Yeah. And again, when you're playing guitar, when you're like Tom says, going through the song, looking at the song, look at the lyrics. What are the lyrics saying? And if if they're making a declaration, I think you can play a little more declarative.
Yeah.
If it's like a prayer, I just want to be where you are. I mean, it's just kind of, you want to get you don't want to be driving that song. It's a gentle song. So look at the lyrics, and develop your part. Let those kind of drive the part you're going to play.
Yeah, absolutely.